Customers are the heart of every business. And in this video, I will share with you the secrets of how top companies get new customers. Let's go. First thing, you have to understand who is your customer. Target customer is the key to successful marketing campaign. Whenever you're doing lead generation, you actually want to attract the leads that matter, the leads that will actually be interested to purchase your service. For example, if a plumbing company does an advertising campaign that's not clear and not targeting customers with broken toilets, they're looking for people with broken air conditioners, then they're just wasting money. And that's pretty obvious, right? But guess what? Not a lot of businesses actually do their due diligence trying to attract the right customers. So the example with the plumber may be obvious, but there are many products and services that are a lot less obvious. Who is the target customer? How old are they? Where do they live? What is their gender? Who is attracted to your product or service? Let's take Rolex, for example. Who are they targeting? Well, Rolex is targeting mostly affluent, older men, sometimes women as well, that are generally in the top tax bracket. And if they're going to be posting ads online, they will geo-target areas where the concentration of wealthy people are. They will not put their ads in publications that mostly lower income families read. They will target in the magazines that are maybe for yachts or for planes, where people have the money to buy more expensive goods and services. So let's get back to the question, how do you actually know who your target customer is? So for most products, you might be able to guess. Sometimes the actual creator of the product is the ideal customer. For example, I came across the problem that I experience myself every day. And then if I solve that problem for myself, most likely people that are within the same demographics as myself, for example, let's say I have a problem with my beard. I want to be trimmed all the time looking perfect. So I come up with a product that helps me perfect my beard on day-to-day basis. Well, guess what? If I'm the ideal customer for my own product, then that kind of helps me understand who the demographic is. It's men within my age bracket, similar, they would be more attracted to this product. That's not always true. Sometimes you can open yourself to a wider range of people that might want the product as well. Let's say you actually came up with a razor blade that does a great job to cut the beard somehow, but that also might work for women that will use it for cutting the hair on their legs. That's just an example, but there are many products like that where you can discover a new application for a new target group. For example, Play-Doh was created to clean up walls. Did you know that? As people moved to vinyl wallpapers that were easier to clean with just soap and water, Play-Doh was later used by children. They discovered that actually playing with it was quite fun, but the original application was for walls. Another example is bubble wrap. Initially it was created as wall insulation for thermal properties, but later people discovered that it's actually an amazing thing to package inside a box to protect the contents. So sometimes some products may be invented for a certain group of people or for a certain purpose, but later repositioned for another use and another demographic. That's why it's important to do a market study. You go up to as many people as you possibly can, show them the product, show them the use case that you currently have, and see who is going to be more attracted to it. Write down all the results, and then you will know who your demographic is. Sometimes doing a market study will actually unlock untapped potential of your product for a group of people that you didn't even think about in the first place that could find your product useful. Here's another cool example of a product that was not used for its original intended purposes, Viagra. So initially, Viagra was created to treat heart disease and hypertension. In their clinical studies, however, when they gave it out to men, they discovered that a lot of men had an interesting side effect. You know what that side effect is. And when the researchers realized that this product actually, their side effect solves a problem for a lot of men that are experiencing erectile dysfunction, they completely repositioned the product for a totally different use, and their target demographic has changed drastically. So how do you actually segment the different demographic groups? There's many different categories. Let's talk through some of them. First would be the basic demographic groups, which is age, gender, income level, education, occupation, and family size. Another way you can segment the demographics is based on their geo information. For example, what is their location? Which county do they live in? Which state? Which region? Which city? Which zip code? How about climate? Are they in hot climate, cold climate? What is their urban environment? What is their surrounding environment? Are they in an urban setting or a rural setting? All these factors will make a difference in their purchasing decisions. Another way you can segment the data of your customers is based on their purchase history, frequency of purchases, product usage, online activity, engagement with marketing content. For example, if you're selling a luxury good, you want generally to attract customers that are prone to make lots of purchases. There are, of course, more ways So you can segment the demographics, such as lifestyle, the values that they attribute themselves to, their personal interests, personal traits, hobbies. Furthermore, you have to segment whether it's B2B customer, business to business, or it's a consumer. Segment clients based on company size if it's a business, their industry, their revenue, their location, their decision-making structure. There are lots of ways to granularize the customer base that you're focusing. The more you can identify who your target customer is, the more successful your marketing campaign is going to be. In fact, in my experience, majority of advertising budgets are typically wasted on trying to attract attention from people that will never purchase the product or less likely to purchase it. You always should strive to get the lowest hanging fruit, which is a customer that's ready to make the decision now. He wants your product. He has the problem that you're solving. Those are the best customers you should find. Now that you know who your target customer is, let's create a value proposition that they cannot refuse. A strong value proposition answers 3 essential questions. What unique value do you offer? How does your offer differ from competitors? And why should a customer choose you? Start by defining your customer's pain points. What problem are you solving for them? Now look at your competitors. How can you differentiate yourself? Maybe it's superior quality, better customer service, or price. Finally, the key is communication. Ensure your value is clearly and quickly understood by your audience. Keep it simple and customer focused, not just on the product features, but on the overall benefit of them. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're an attorney that's looking for personal injury cases, somebody that experienced a car accident and you're there to solve their problem. Well, a lot of attorneys actually work on contingency basis, which means that they will not take a cut unless they win the case. That should be on the forefront of your marketing campaign. That is a very important value point that you're bringing to them, which they might have not known about. Because a lot of people that experience car accidents, they already have so many expenses to go through. To hire an attorney now, to pay them out of pocket, that's completely mind-boggling. That is something that most people will not want to do. So the first thing you tell them, my service is free unless I win the case. Now that you got their attention, what would be the second value that you should propose to them? After all, they may be able to do this without you. They can go to the insurance company and deal with the insurance company directly without ever involving you and paying you a fee. Even though you're not going to charge them up front, you're still charging them a fee at the end. And a lot of people won't see the value in that. So what you need to communicate with them, that the settlement that you can generate will far outweigh any fees that you're going to charge them. For example, if they will try to negotiate with the insurance company directly, maybe they'll give them $5,000 for the accident just to get them off their shoulders. But you as an attorney really can push those boundaries and maybe get them a settlement that's worth $50,000. So now, even if you take a third as the fee, which is 15 grand, you give them a settlement that's worth 35,000 versus the 5 they would have gotten on their own. Not only that, you save them time. That's another value proposition that a lot of people miss. By hiring a professional, doesn't matter what industry they're in, you're essentially saving them time. Sure, people can do a lot of things themselves, but their time should be worth money. For example, we help our customers deliver the best marketing results. Maybe somehow magically they'll be able to recreate what we do, but at the end of the day, the amount of time they will need to invest in that is not worth it. We always tell them, focus your time on what you do best, which is servicing your customer. Let us deal with your marketing. And not only will we save you time, like mentioned earlier, we'll actually provide a service that you cannot recreate on your own. So instead of giving discounts, always show them the value that you represent. Let's move on to part number 3, which is marketing personalization. Personalization has become a game changer in marketing. So how can you do it right? Start by using tools like CRM software to gather and analyze customer data. What are their preferences, buying habits, or pain points? From there, craft a tailored marketing messages. Use email marketing, targeted ads, and personalized website experience to engage with your audience. The goal is to make your customers feel like you understand their needs and you're speaking directly to them. It's not just about selling, it's about building a lasting relationship and solving problems for other people. For example, we here at 3D Media, we solve a lot of problems for our customers. Once we typically identify who we're targeting for a given service and we created a value proposition for that service, now it's time to deliver them actually our personalized approach that will solve the problems of their exact business. For example, if it's an air conditioning company that has a hard time communicating marketing to people that their service is worth something, then we really get into the mind of their customers. Somebody that is experiencing an air conditioning problem usually is hot in the moment. They need somebody right away. So the personalized message that should be delivered to the customer on the behalf of our client, an air conditioning company, will be there soon. We'll solve your problem now. That is a personalized message for a target audience. And the more you can personalize the solution to each individual customer's needs, the more likely you will convert that lead into a customer and convert that customer into a lifelong client. Now let's talk about the use of social networks. Everybody has a phone in their pocket. Everybody's connected to a social media platform. Let's leverage that. In today's day and age, it's almost a sin not to utilize the connections you already have through your social media channels, or utilize the advertising tools that these social medias present to you to target your exact customer. After all, Facebook has billions of people on their platform, and they allow you to target somebody very specifically based on their interest, on their demographics, on everything we discussed in section 1 of this video. But which social media should you start with? That depends on your target audience. For example, if you're a B2B business, start with LinkedIn. Yes, that's a social media platform that you can leverage. Always start with the context you already have. Try to export all the contacts that you have on LinkedIn and see who fits into your customer base. Then you can expand into the connection, second connection, third connection, and if you've exhausted that, of course, you can expand it out further and try to ask your friends to connect you with somebody else that you're currently not connected with that is identified as your customer. If you have a consumer good and it's a demonstrable product, try Facebook. Facebook is amazing for that. People are there for entertainment. In my experience, we helped a lot of businesses advertise their goods and services that solve immediate problems. Facebook generally is great for impulse purchase decisions because people don't typically go to Facebook to find a plumber. They're there for entertainment. They want to scroll through their feed looking at pictures of their friends and family, of their pets. They're not particularly looking to hire someone or buy a product. But if you've targeted them correctly and you show them a solution to a problem that they experience and you make that purchase available to them now at a discount in a limited amount of time, maybe they'll pull the trigger. And lastly, one platform that's often overlooked is Yelp. As you can see, we're Yelp Platinum Advertising Partner, and for a good reason. On Yelp, 97% of visitors are actually ready to hire somebody. They're not there for entertainment. They're not there to waste time. They're there to find an individual or a business that will solve their problem. That means most of the customers will be highly targeted and ready to make the decision now. So if you advertise on a platform like that, one of your services fits into their model, fits into the categories they have on the website, then it's a home run. Especially if you hire somebody like us that will handle the entire process on your behalf, you will just turn leads into potential customers. In our experience, the conversion rates on Yelp are through the roof. Sometimes 50, even 60% conversion rates, whereas on social media platforms like Facebook and Google, it may be anywhere from 3 to 20% on your best day ever. Also, you want to make sure that whatever you're presenting on these platforms, the content is appropriate. It has to be tailored for that platform. For example, TikTok is great in short form content. Usually people don't give too much time to each video on TikTok, so you want to really captivate and give out your message within seconds. Whereas on YouTube, where you have more time to spend with people, you could create a longer format content that people will generally gravitate to, like this video here. Hopefully we're giving you education, and if you need help with marketing, you will come back to us and engage with us as well. Make sure the use of visuals and stories and live streams connect authentically, and don't forget about the audience engagement. Replying to comments and messages builds trust and loyalty. You really want to leverage every tool of every social media platform there is. Engagement is always the key. Don't forget, all these platforms are relying on an algorithm that tries to connect a piece of information or a business to a potential consumer, somebody that's consuming the information. They want to pair up these two together, where it will turn into more engagement on their website. Ultimately, all they care about is you spending more time on that platform. So if they deliver to you more interesting content that you're going to interact with, then they're going to recommend more of that. So when you're doing content creation, make the content that your target audience will want to consume, that will want to share and comment and even subscribe to your page. Okay, here's another tool that will help you retain customers: loyalty programs. Loyalty programs are key to retaining customers and increasing repeat purchases. It's not enough to just get customers, it's important to retain them. Start by deciding which type of program works best for you. Sometimes it may be points-based, tier-based, or paid memberships. For example, credit card companies, they leverage the point-based system. For every dollar you spend, they give you points, and it encourages you to buy more using their card. Same thing with airlines. They want to lock you in into using their airline. That's why they give you miles. Even though you might find a cheaper ticket using a different airline, but if you're locked into their rewards program, most likely you're going to gravitate to purchasing again from them, so you can eventually redeem that free flight. And that is true for every business. Try to give some kind of a reward program where it will encourage people to come back to you. For example, here at 3D Media, sometimes we give perks to our customers that used us for a very long time. We might give them free photo shoots, free upgrades, and so on. And this may be true with just about any type of business or service there is. When you're giving people reward for using your product or service, it encourages relationship. They want to come back to you, they want to recommend you, and especially nice if you're giving referral bonuses. If you make your customer the spokesperson for your company and you reward them for that, that's magic. It works amazingly well. The best form of marketing is always word of mouth. So encourage your customers to relate your service to their friends and family or coworkers and reward them for that. Another important aspect of interacting with customers is customer service. A lot of the times you may deliver the best product, the best service, but then the service or product falls short somewhere. And you want to have very strong customer service that will turn a sour situation into a sweet one. I can tell you hundreds of stories of how we failed in our business. We made mistakes. They happen. It's unavoidable. But you can quickly turn a mistake into a point of building a relationship with your client. When you own up to your mistakes, you're honest with your customer, you find solutions so this doesn't happen again, and you compensate them for what has happened, these people will see that you're a serious person, you're a serious business that's committed to customer satisfaction, and they'll come back to you. Oftentimes, good customer service really builds brand image. It cannot be overstated on how important it is to make good relationship with customers. This will also lead to good reviews. It will lead to good feedback, and reviews in our day and age are absolutely the most crucial thing. Everybody always checks reviews, whether it's a service or it's a product. They always look. Think on Amazon. When you're buying anything on Amazon, you always look at reviews. And yes, the products do fail. There's always going to be 3% or 4%, depending on the product, that will be faulty. And if you don't have a way to mitigate a problem, the negative experiences are always the ones that go to the top, and people always look at the negative reviews, and they're more passionate to leave a negative review. So what you have to do is, when they do come in, address them. Don't fight with them. Find a way to find a solution, find a way to compensate them, and turn those negative reviews into positive. Just yesterday, I helped one of our customers turn a 1-star review into a 4-star review. And 4-star review is not bad. Sometimes it's actually good to have a 4-star review because people see that it's more honest than a typical 5-star review. Any reviews are hard to get. And if you can get a positive outcome, that's already beautiful. That brings me to the next point. Build trust. Trust is the foundation of any successful brand. How do you build it? Well, if you have a good product, and even if it fails, you have that good customer service that they can rely upon, then over time, people will trust you. Also, be transparent in your messaging, be transparent in your marketing, be transparent in your communication. Never lie to people. Lies always surface to the top and get exposed. Be honest in everything you do and truly treat people with dignity and respect. We have a very important slogan at 3D Media: love your neighbor as you love yourself, or love the customer as you love yourself. Or another way of saying it is treat the customer as if you're the customer, how you want to be treated if you're on the other side of the equation. Everybody wants to be treated well. Everybody wants to be treated fairly. Do not gauge pricing. Don't discriminate. Be honest with everything that you do. And even if you fail, own up to your mistakes. And guess what? Over time, people will respect you for that. People will trust you, and they will know, if I hire this guy or if I buy their product, I will never be let down. And that is worth more than anything in the world. It's easy to copy products, it's easy to copy services, but it's very hard to copy reputation. Reputation takes years to build, and that is probably the best investment that you can possibly have in any business. Build a good reputation. And let's talk about the final point: innovation and adaptation. What do I mean by that? Innovation is essential for staying competitive. Start by exploring new technologies like AI, automation, data analytics to enhance customer experience. What trends are emerging in your industry? Keep an eye out on digital marketing trends such as video content, chatbots, personalized email campaigns, and you're already on the right step by watching this video. I will be giving out much more information like this that will put you way further ahead of your competition. Always educate yourself. Stay ahead of the game, because people that don't look for new solutions, they are left behind. In today's world, everything's changing so rapidly, and you definitely want to stay informed, especially when it comes to AI. So many countless innovations have developed over the last year. It's unbelievable, and more will follow. And to stay ahead of the curve, subscribe and check out the next video. Thank you for watching.